Hola Metal Maníaco, soy Carlos Calderón desde la ciudad de Cuenca y estoy junto al mítico Dave Evans. Dave Evans, oh my God. Dave, okay Dave, before we start, I want to ask you something. You're in Cuenca. Have you already go around? Maybe try some typical dishes, maybe a traguito, a drink?
See, no, I've been here a few days now. I've been here a while, which has been great because friends, amigos have taken me around the area and seen a lot of the mountains, sierras, and the rivers and little towns,
Yeah.
villages around here. It's absolutely magical. I didn't know what to expect with Ecuador. I've been all over South America and Mexico and all over the world, of course. I didn't know what to expect here, really. Nobody really knows that much about Ecuador, to tell you the truth, but it's absolutely beautiful country, gorgeous place. Cuenca is such a beautiful city. It's clean, and it's easy to get around. You've got the little rivers throughout the city. It's gorgeous with all the ripples as well. It's not just a flowing river. It's got all the rocks and stuff, which makes it alive. And the stores are beautiful stores. It's modern. It's really a modern place with all the beautiful forests as well to go with. So, yeah, a great, wonderful place. And yes, the food too. Of course, the food's fantastic as well. I'm just really happy to be here. Yeah.
That's very nice. You already hear it. Okay. Fun fact. Maybe you already know. Cuenca is known as Cuenca Capital Rock. In Ecuador, it's like the most rock city. Um, it's funny because it's one of the most religious city in Ecuador. There's a lot of Catholicism, some Christians. And that takes me to my first question. You were a rock star. You already are a rock star, but you were a rock star in the 70s.
Sure.
So I want to know, how was to be a rock star in the 70s? Was there some kind of stereotypes? Speaking about religions, was there discrimination? Was there a problem being a rock star?
No, no problem at all. It was absolutely amazing, incredible. And the 70s, if you missed the 70s, I'm sorry, because it was the most incredible time the world has ever seen. It was just incredible. Freedom to do anything you wanted, anywhere, anytime. It was just an incredible time. The music was fantastic, and it was great. So to be a rock star in the 70s was, you were gods, really. You were blessed and gods, and freedom to do and say anything. It was just an incredible time. Yeah, it'll never come again, unfortunately. But I lived through it. It's great. It's great being a rock star now too, of course. But the 70s was very, very special, and the music was great too, of course.
Yeah, that's right. I believe that too. The 70s was a great time for music. So let's begin about the beginnings. You started at a young age. I think you were 17 when you started in music, right?
Yeah. Well, I started singing as a niño. My father was a great singer, a great cantante. My dad, great tenor, and he loved opera and all that sort of stuff. And he was on stage singing when I was a niño. So I used to see my father up on the stage with everybody when I was a little boy. And I was singing in the church choirs before I even started school. I was been singing all my life. And through school, I sang at all the concerts, of course, and that kind of thing, in the choir and, of course, as a solo artist. And I loved my father's music. Of course, he loved calypso, and he loved opera, and he loved Western ballads, and all that sort of stuff, all kinds of music. But then, of course, I discovered the Beatles, like we all did, and that changed the whole world. And I've still got my hair long today because of the Beatles. That's right. So then I discovered through the Beatles, going back in time, the 50s rock and roll, because they played a lot of Chuck Berry and Little Richard and that kind of stuff, as they all did, as the Rolling Stones did, and all those bands. They played 12-bar rock and roll, real rock and roll. So then, of course, I discovered that. And then I went back further and discovered the blues, man. And if you can't sing the blues, then you can't sing rock. Because the rock and roll comes from blues. Metal comes from rock. It all goes back to the blues. So if you want to be a great player, you got to know the blues, man. If you don't, you're not a real rocker. So I learnt that. They told me that, and I had to learn. Okay, they told me that. I thought I was good. They said, "You don't know the blues, man." I went, "Well, not really." And I went, "You ain't a rocker." And I had to go back and learn the blues. I sang in a blues band for a while, and that gets you chops, and that gets you feel, yeah, and you become a real musician. So, any of you musicians out there, you want to be a rocker, learn the blues.
You know, blues. You have to try it. If you haven't, you have to. Okay. Now on a more personal question. You know, you told me now about how you started those days as a child. And you've been, like you say, you've been in a lot of places. You've been in ACDC, in Rabbit. You have a long solo career.
Sure.
All those times in the stage. Uh, what have you learned from the music, from the people, from the places that you've been?
Well, we're all the same. What I've learned is we are all the same. Every country I go to, no matter who they are, we're all the same. We all want the same things. We all want to be happy. We all want to be safe. Yeah, we all want money, and we want someone to love us, and we want to love somebody. So really, people are the same wherever we go. It's the politics that are different in each country. Okay, that's the difference. Politics and religions too. But if you're tolerant, I don't care, man, what you are, as long as you leave me alone and I can live in peace. I don't care what you believe in or whatever. Um, but really, we're all the same. We want the same things, and so there's no difference with any country or race of people or anything like that. We're all the damn same. We want to live in peace and in love, and I'm from that generation, the peace and love generation. Remember that, yeah? And I still feel the same way. The only thing is, with me, I was a little bit different. If you're not going to give me peace, I will give you war, and I will win.
That's the way it is. Okay, now you mentioned something funny, about this morning special. I want to go back again in time and those your few days. You have when you were in ACD, you have a video. I think it's a girl I want to sit next to you.
Oh,
I
can I
think,
suggest you go?
yeah.
That was the very first record, actually, I ever recorded, and first film clip I ever did too, and that's with ACDC, of course, and that was a big hit record for us straight away. We were young kids, as we all were in those days, and it got released, and it just flew up the charts in different states in Australia. It was top 10, top 5, and it was actually named as the best Australian group record of the year in '74, and which is amazing for a brand new band, young kids to get that distinction of all the bands in Australia that have been around. Blah blah blah. We got the best for the year, and so this year is the 50-year anniversary of the first recordings of ACDC. Okay, and that's my world tour. I'm celebrating with the fans 50-year anniversary of the first songs and the live album, double live album back in 1974 called In the Beginning. So all the songs from the double live album, ACDC double live album that I was recorded with, plus the single, I'm doing a show all over the world celebrating the 50-year anniversary. And I've got new songs just been released 50 years later, produced by Fleming Rasmussen, Metallica's producer. He's just produced 2 songs for me. They've just been released now too. So it's all pretty amazing. And the show that I'm doing, which I'll be doing here, and the Legends in the Forest, which I'm really excited about, there's 3 parts to the show. The first part of the show is the 50-year anniversary of the first recordings of ACDC. I'll be doing those songs, some of them, not all of them, of the songs that I was recorded with ACDC 50 years ago. The middle part is my own badass rock, okay? Kicks ass. All right? And then at the end of the show, I'll be doing classic ACDC songs that everyone knows, like TNT, Highway to Hell, and everyone's going to go mental, okay? So it's a great show in 3 parts. First part is a lot of it's educational for fans that think they know everything about ACDC, but they don't. No, they will. And then my own stuff, which is for men and women. That's right. Men love my music, and women love the men that love my music.
But that's a concept.
Yeah, men love my music, women love the men that love my music. All right, let's rock. And the last part, as I said, it's all the classic ACDC songs go through the roof. So that's my world tour, and I've just done one country already, and I'm here now. So Peru was first up, and now I'm here in Ecuador, and I'm so happy to be here. It's such a wonderful place.
My God, and we are so happy that you're here. We are so I'm honored that you're here. My God. Okay, I want to finish this interview with a question. Now you say no, you are having this anniversary. You have seen the fans, the men, the girls, and we speak about the 70s. How about now? How you feel the fans? Have they changed? Are they the same? How are they?
Listen, guys, listen. I get asked this question after shows. Were they a great audience? I say, I made them into a great audience. I made them great, all right? It's not, are they a great audience? They're waiting. You make them into a great audience, right? By giving them PEDC, power, energy, dynamics, conviction. It's up to me to make the audience great. And that's the same thing. So wherever I go around the world, I still have a fantastic time. The fans have the best time. Nothing's changed since I was a niño, all right? You have the best time. Understand? It's up to us. We're the artists to make that audience into a great audience.
Amazing. That's the way.
Okay.
Dave, this 24, we know you're gonna give us a hell of a show. We know. I was going to ask you what you expect from people, but you already told me, and you're gonna be hot and on for it. And that's the way it must
Rock
be.
and roll.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll is sexy and tough, right? That's rock and roll, not metal, not rap. Rock and roll, real rock and roll, going back to the 50s. Yeah? It's sexy and tough. That's rock and roll.
Remember. Okay. Dave, I want to thank you in the name of Maniac TV. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you here. I actually sweating. I'm nervous because I've never been so close to a rock star. I'm really, really thankful for this. I want to thank you a lot. Quiero esperar a todos mis amigos para el próximo 24 de febrero en Legends in the Forest. Vamos a estar con Dave, muchas bandas, y se despide de Maniac TV, Carlos Calderón, compañía del mítico Dave Evans, cámara de Geraldine Mejía y Gio Pacheco. Rock and roll and rock out.